Rubits, what's up? Little Big Robots back with another video for you. Today I'm talking about another 30 minutes missions kit. Let me go over this here real quick. I'm going to put this to the side here. This is the Acerby Type D. Essentially what 30 minutes missions, I've explained this every time, but in case you don't know, they are, ooh, the sun's coming out nice. They are a line from Bandai that's different than your Gundam type kits. This is a new lore. Everything is kind of unique and different about it. But it's designed primarily, I would say, to release inexpensive kits that you can build in 30 minutes roughly. That's just kind of their gimmick. And that are across the board pretty compatible with each other. It's a very hot swappable modular system, which I absolutely love. I needed to put that part in there. I'll take a look at that in a minute. So let me grab this real quick. Basically, Acerbys come from one of the three factions on this planet. Let me show you the lore. If you don't know it, blah, blah, blah. You probably know all this, but in case you don't, there's some of the lore right there. I'm going to pause it. And they come from the Maxion forces. Basically, humans here on Earth. Aliens came in with kind of like military-looking things. And then 30 Minutes Missions wanted to release some humanoid-looking ones and released this faction. So you got kind of realistic giant robots here, or at least more boxy kind of, these have a lot more kind of tanky and stuff and some really unique, almost monster-looking kits in there. And then Maxion is these really human ones. And the Acerbys are these, for lack of a better term, a female kit. They have, some of them have these little, what's that called? Ponytails, really feminine looking. Even according to the lore, there's nowhere they don't notice any pilots driving them. It's almost like these are just giant humans. The truth is that 30 Minutes Missions created these kind of characters to have a inexpensive humanoid robot thing model kit. They can throw it into the lore, and I think it's fun. Don't get me wrong, but personally, these kind of super thin, sometimes sexy looking, they try to make them, they have boob armor and stuff. I think these need to be relegated to the 30 Minute Sisters line or the 30 Minutes Fantasy line, which is new. Those are supposed to be humanoid robots or humans, period. This is supposed to be, 30 Minutes Missions to me is a little bit more gritty. Let me show you real quick, just an example. Let's see here. I don't want to grab them down, but basically they have more of a giant robot look. They're not gendered at all. They're just a giant robot. And so these are kind of funny. I like the Acerbys, but at the same time they're so thin. They have boob armor, ponytails. Now, granted, you can take all that off. Having said that, I love these kits. These kits are so fun. Along with the Spinacias, they're a thin, it's like an inexpensive humanoid robot that's just really fun and quick to build. This one is the Type D, so it's basically the same as all these other ones. It's just a recolor, a little bit of different armor and stuff like that. But this one is special in a lot of ways. First of all, the colors, the armor colors are absolutely fantastic. I love this orange and black and white. This feels like a track runner, somebody in track and track and field or something like that. It feels like less ninja and more, space pilot or something fun. It looks like a stylized cartoon from some anime or something. It just really, I love how they add little things to these similar kits and make them feel completely different. The feet, for example, the feet on these guys, just a quick rant. I hate tiny little feet on mecha. I understand they're making a humanoid thing and it's cute, whatever, but these, like sexy heels on a female robot, it's just nothing against the designers or the company. I love the kits, building them, stuff like that, but if it's a bit cringe, I don't need sexy, like maids outfits and stuff. I'm 50 years old. Just give me a bot. I still like the kits, and of course 30 Minutes is one of my favorite lines, but this is just, they don't stand on the shelf as well. You have to balance them almost perfectly, and granted they stand, but you know what I mean? There's a mecha shouldn't have just tiny little feet. It would sink right in the mud. I'm not talking about ultra realism, but it's a giant female robot. I'm just saying that on this one, though, she has almost these running shoes, which is so fun and also a bit more stable. It just feels more sport-like. Now, you do get, I believe they include the heel type in here. Let me see. Somewhere in here. You get a lot of extras anymore with 30 minutes kits. They give you little extra bits. I thought I saw the little extra, the old style. Anyway, whatever. I'll find it in a minute here. But you can easily, of course, swap these out, but these colors are different, so they look kind of funny. But then again, you maybe can mix some red with the black and yellow. So the feet are fantastic. I love these shoes. They even got like looking treads in there. I mean, just this would be a great one for customizing and making just a really fun sport thing. I'm not a ninja person at all. I don't like pirates and ninjas. I'm not for. But I mean, it's still fun to have that style of a character. I love how simple 30 minutes missions makes things. This is the halberd. What do you call it? Place where you put your sword. For the sword, always really simple. One part you plug into there, and this part you slide into there. And then it's got a little thingy here on each side, and you can plug it anywhere you see one of the 30 millimeter or whatever you call it, 3 millimeter. What is it again? I always forget. Holes. You can put it in there. You can put it there. You put it on an arm. You can just do whatever. They have gone the way of convenience and simplicity at the risk of having holes in everything. But the holes are fine. You can even plug those up if you want to. And they're, of course, ultra super duper posable. I'm not going to do all the articulation stuff. Those parts of videos are just super boring to me. But if you can imagine it, these characters can almost always do it. I mean, any modern kit really that is this lithe and thin is going to pose better than almost anything out there, action figures and whatever. They're just so fun. So you get a really fun build. It's, of course, done in 30 minutes, no problem around there, maybe a little longer. And then if you don't like any of the bits, you can always just take those bits off, like the skirt here. And that's called an armor skirt. That's why I'm calling it a skirt, not like let's wear a skirt type thing, just so you know. You can take it off because the extra stuff on the waist is sometimes too bulky, but, I might want to add something back. That's a little too thin for my taste. You can actually swap out the boob armor for like a standard piece, which is great to see, because I don't need boob armor on my sexy robot kits. I mean, I just want a cool looking robot. If it wants to be feminine looking or feminine shape or something like that, cool. These little divots here, if you build these little parts do come off kind of easy. Might need to be glued in. Because that's such a unique part here, it probably wouldn't hurt to permanently glue that there. You're not going to replace this with something else. So I would go ahead and glue that in, and then you can remove the entire chest piece. See, it kind of fits in there like that. And they're not super... That's a rare thing for a 30 minutes part to not really be that reliable. But you can take that part off and then swap it out with this. Now, notice here too... Oops. Man, is there ever going to be a time I don't hit the camera? Notice this too. See the little L-shaped? And then look on the back of this. And I cut these out quick so you can see nub marks and stuff. L-shaped. So even their parts are engineered to make it to where you really can't fail in putting it together. There's really only one way that goes together. It's really, really smart. It's good for... These are great for kids. This line is so fun for kids or for first builders. If you have a girlfriend or boyfriend or a friend or somebody, a parent that wants to get into modeling with you, get them some 30 minutes kits. They're cheap. Not all of them. Some of them are more expensive, but not, they're under, all of them are under $30, I'd say, except for the great big ones. And it's a fun way to experience modern plastic engineering and fun. The head is really, these heads are always really fun. They're made to be giant and kind of cutie. And I love the eyes. The eyes are always a color. It's just a very simple design. You just put the eye behind the plastic there and it gives it the depth. This, again, simplicity. This is her visor. 2 simple parts, pop, pop. And instead of trying to make a whole thing where it's engineered to slide up on its own, you just take it off and you put it into a different position if you want. Where is it? I'm trying to look through the camera, sorry. So you can put it like that instead. See, you can even take the plastic off and just have it without the blue, but I love that. And then when she's in the battle or going out in space or whatever, she puts that down. It's just these things make me so happy because they're so simple a lot of the time. Sometimes their simplicity leads to a bit of generic products. Sometimes, like the Acerby's, all look similar, but there's enough difference and there's enough modularity in these guys. You can do whatever you want with them. So the simplicity is great, and it makes them a bit more reliable. Now, what I have noticed, one of my only issues with 30 minutes kits, especially these really kind of thin, lithe ones here, they can loosen up over time. I have some spinaceas though up there I've been messing with, putting in positions and taking photos and having fun with for months, and they even though they loosened up, it's not bad. The advantage of these, of course, is that because they're so simple, you can take them apart really easy and replace a lot of the poly caps that are the rubber bits that hold this together. So if it starts to tense or loosen up a little bit, you can get them tense again and to hold a position. But really, these guys are always solid, super fun. I'm so happy to see feet where I can stand it up on my shelf, and it's not going to be a complete nightmare. It's not going to fall over real quick. So just a quick comparison. Oh, and here's some of the stuff you get left. You get a little extra blade. You always get extra armor and bits. I think that these are extra arms and stuff and extra feet. Probably just come along with the other Acerby's. I can't remember. It's pretty unusual to get all that extra stuff, but I'll have to look in the instruction manual. It doesn't really matter. You always get a gun. The guns are always, I just toss into a bin. Not a bin, a usable bin, a storage bin, not a trash bin. Here's a comparison to a figure-rise standard kit, which is a 112 figure. I am making a video about scale, so you will never hear me say 6-inch scale, 28mm scale. Everything has a scale. This is a 111, 112 inch figure. I mean, 111, 112 scale figure, Marvel Legends. So these guys are about 1 and 144 scale are about close. A lot of them are close to 112 scale. I'm not going to get all to that. I'll save it for my video. But if you hear somebody refer to 6-inch scale for these guys or any of these guys, that is not a scale. That is a reference word for a scale, just so you know. So these are 111, 112 scales. There's some debate out there on it. Hasbro needs to come out and officially say what scale they are, not 6-inch scale. That's a word. What actual scale they are. For example, this is 1 in 144 scale. So I know that this is 144 times small, whatever it is. That gives you an idea on the size. So it looks good with also, when they're this humanoid looking, you can mix them with other toy lines. Here's a 118 fig. It could be maybe like a, oh, my cat's climbing my leg. Let's not do that. Oh. You can maybe use these guys as like a bodyguard, like a robot bodyguard. There's, big buddy, whatever. Really, really fun scale. So again, fantastic kits. If you can thank it with these guys as far as like how they can pose and stuff, they can do it. They can do headstands. They can bend pretty crazily, do yoga stuff. I mean, they can just do all sorts of stuff. Frankie, no one wants to see your butt. They're just a really, minus everything, they're just a really, really fun kit. Even if you never built one before, this is such a fantastic beginner style kit. So another great Acerby, but this is my favorite so far. These colors are fantastic. I love the helmet. Totally worth the $20 or whatever it is. Go pick it up. It should be coming out now. Have a good one, everybody. I'll talk to you later. Bye.